could relate to anyone here or anyone anywhere. If any person finds themselves in a situation where I mean, the example that's coming to mind is what if any person, is a victim of crime or rape or murder or anything, things worse or things not quite as bad, is a person that's murder, are they bringing that murder to themselves?
Mm. There is only one reality, which is the reality of consciousness. And consciousness is not a person. You could say that consciousness is everyone and everything, but this does not mean that consciousness is a person. There is only one perceiver. There is only one knower, which is referred to as I. There's only one truth, which is referred to as I. Not I, a limited body mind, not I, a specific person in a specific point in time and space, but the I of consciousness, I of presence. There's only one reality. So to say that a person brings something onto herself would imply that a person is a creator, that a person creates thoughts, creates events, and therefore has to be the ultimate creator of the thought. But if you contemplate what is a person before we go any further with is the person the creator or not, if you contemplate what is a person, our common understanding, at least in the way I talk in satsang, of a person is a specific me impression, a specific body-mind impression in time and space. For example, I'm a man, and my name is so-and-so, and I'm born in such and such a place, and such a date, and I have so many brothers and sisters and cousins and blah blah, and I work as this and that, and all of that is the person, including my thoughts and images about myself and how I'm feeling right now. All of that we usually refer to, or at least in my conversation I refer to it as a person, but which also I refer to as the body-mind impression. Now, it's really important to be clear that the person is, whether that if you're looking at the thoughts or your mother or whatever package you're looking at that you consider to be a person, is perceived. Is the person, there's something that perceives the thought that I am a man. If you consider the thought I'm a man or I'm a woman, that thought is perceived. It is not the thought that is perceiving. It is not, because the thought is the person. The sensation is the person. It's the sensation the thought do not perceive. There is something that is not a phenomenal event, consciousness, that perceives, quotes unquote, the mind, the body mind, which perceives the impression of personhood. So, a thought does not think. Thought does not think. Thought is perceived. That, the ultimate reality that perceives the thought, thinks that thought. A good metaphor again, going back to the night dream. In your night dream, you become a butterfly. You're flying over a field of sunflower. That thought is arising out of you, the dreamer. The thought of the butterfly, the image of the butterfly, is not creating itself. You, the dreamer, is creating it. And when you wake up, all these dreams are gone. Now you are in the waking dream. So it's a good metaphor to understand that all personal impressions, what we refer to as a person, belongs to a higher reality that is not at the realm, it's not at the same level as the mind. The reality of the mind belongs beyond the mind. So your question is, does the person bring these unhappy events onto themselves, is based on the assumption that I is a person. As long as you still are under the spell of I is a person, you will continue to experience all the emotions of guilt and regret and fear and all the emotions that come with this identification. That assumption that I is a person is a belief. It has no validation. In your experience, the person appears to you. And in deep sleep, it disappears to you. And oftentimes during the day, the person disappears to you. Maybe you're sitting looking out at the trees and it's just that. There's a man, me, a woman, I have no idea until somebody comes in and knocks me on the shoulder and says, hey, Magnus, and then I'm this person. So the person, the impression of a person, appears to you. So the question is, what is this I? What is this I that perceives? What is the true perceiver right now, in this very moment? What is it? What is the reality? What is the true perceiver of this perception? So you contemplate that. Obviously, there is a perception, and I perceive this perception. But what is this I? And what is asking this question? What is this I? What is asking this question? There is an interest. I am interested in this question. I is I presence, I consciousness. I'm interested in myself. I am interested in consciousness. I consciousness is interested in consciousness. So your love, your interest is from consciousness to consciousness, and that is this is how self-knowledge comes about. Self-knowledge comes via I consciousness, wanting to know myself. Of course, it may sound funny, I is myself already, but that is the path of self-inquiry, the path that brings consciousness to awakening to itself, and in time, settling as itself, recognizing itself and remaining, never leaving that recognition, which is the experience of freedom, peace, and happiness.